Shalom. I'm the brother. What is up, Sayan? Coming back through the spirit and power of Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai with another lesson. But before I go on, I want to say Kal Halal Yamla Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai Basham Reka Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth and who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the Hakim that is spread around the four corners of the earth, spreading this word in sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the elect of Israel. Gan Hakim. So today I want to speak about the misconception of how you had giants in the days of Genesis, because that's what they use to come with that angel doctrine, the worshiping of angels. Without further ado, I'm going to jump straight into it. This is Genesis 6, verse 4. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of Yahweh came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. God. So in those times you had three type of men roaming upon the earth. You had the seed of the righteous, which is the sons of Yahweh. You had the sons of the wicked, which is the sons of the serpent. And then you had the son of men. Those were other men. Like in the time of Cain and Abel, you had Cain slew Abel. I'll jump into that real quick. This is Genesis 4 and 2. And she again bare his brother Abel, and Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. Let's go into the Strong Concordance. When we go look up the word Abel, then it says Habal in the Lashawan Kodash, which means the breath, and you already know what that means. Breath means these law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai, the breath of righteousness. This was the seed of the righteous. And then you had Abel, that was Abel, but then you had Cain, which in the Lashawan Kodash is Kwayan, and the meaning of his name is spear. You see, a spear, which through the spirit you can see that Kwayan, which is Cain, that is the seed of the wicked, because his blessing is the sword. His name says spear, So that's the link to see that that's the seed of the wicked. And when Cain slew Abel, then there came restitution. Let me start at 25. This is Genesis 4 and 25. And Adam knew his wife again, and she bare a son, and called his name Seth. For Yahweh said, He had appointed me another seed instead of Abel, whom Cain slew. And to Seth, to him also there was born a son, and he called his name Enos. Then began man to call upon the name of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. So you see, then began man to call upon the name Yahweh, which is the seed of the righteous men. Let's go into the word, the names, which is Shat. In the Lashawan Kodash means compensation, you see. So Seth was a compensation for Abel, whom Cain slew. And then you have Enos, which is in the Lashawan Kodash, Anawash. And the outline of biblical usage says man. You see? So, jumping back to Genesis 6, let me start at 1. And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, which is the other men. You had the seed of the righteous, you had the seed of the wicked, but then you had the seed of men. That's when the righteous men, the men that worshipped Yahweh Basham Yahushai, saw that these daughters were fair. Verse 2, that the sons of Yahweh saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they choose. And Yahweh said, My spirit shall not always strive with men, for that he also is flesh, yet his day shall be 120. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of Yahweh came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. Gone. So actually, we weren't supposed to marry these other nations because of this. So you already know that the seed of the righteous started to mingle with these daughters of men. This is Deuteronomy 7, verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. You see? So we weren't supposed to deal with these nations like that. But yeah, through the lust of the flesh, these men, the righteous men, started to mingle with the daughters of these other nations. And that caused for this, that men shall live shorter. You see, that's in verse 3. And Yahweh said, My spirit shall not always strive with men, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. You see? So that's the time that the age of men started to decline. You see? But let's go into the word giants in the Strong Concordance, which is Napayal, which simply means to fall. Let me see. You see, if you go to the Strong's, the root of the etymology of this word Napayal, which is Napal, which is Strong's H53007, which the outline of biblical usage says to fall, lie, be cast down, fail. You see? So that's when we started to fail, we started to decline. Because we were the fallen angels. Because angel simply means messenger, And we were like angels in that time. We were living long, and we were of a bigger stature also. But when we started mingling with these other nations, that's when our age and everything about us started to deteriorate. Let's go into Sirach. Sirach 16, verse 7. He was not pacified toward the old giants who fell away in the strength of their foolishness. You see? That's point blank. So Yahweh, he wasn't pacified toward the old giants, which is these, our former state. We were glorious back in those days, but we fell away by our foolishness, by going after our lusts. You see? Let's go to Baruch. Baruch 3, verse 26. There were the giants famous from the beginning that were of so great stature and so expert in war. You see, this is the explanation for why they use the name giant. Let's look at Mike Tyson, for example. He's a giant in the sport. He's a giant in the boxing world. You know, so that's what's meant with being a giant. Michael Jordan is a giant in the basketball world. You know, in the basketball sport. Meaning he's undefeatable, meaning he's an expert at basketball. Mike Tyson is an expert at boxing. And these giants, these were experts in war, men of great stature. You know, like how Yahweh is a man of war, that's how his the sons of Yahweh Basham Yahushai, those were men of war also. Like how Yahushai is a man of war, that's how his brethren are also the expert in war, you know, because Yahushai and the elect are brethren, but Yahushai is the big brother, you know. So it's actually very logical that they said that the giants started to mingle with men, because these men, they were giants in war, they were experts in war. Let's go to the book. I hope you understand what I'm trying to explain. Deuteronomy 2, verse 11. Which also were accounted giants as Anakim, but the Moabites called them Emims. Let's see this. Let me start at 10. The Emims dwelt therein in times past, a people great and many and tall, as the Anakims, which also were accounted giants. And that was. Let me go to the blue letter. Deuteronomy 2, verse 11. Let's see what this word giants means in the Lashon Kodash. You see, so this is not Napayal. You already see that. This is Rapa'ayam. So this is to be tall and of a tall stature, like these Canaanites. This is speaking about the Canaanites. These Canaanites, they're known to be tall, you know, like the Philistines. King David, he slew Goliath, which was a very tall, basically Canaanite, a Philistine. So the outline of biblical usage says giants, which in the Lashon Kodash was Rapa'ayam. God. So, Lord willing, this video was edifying, and I want to say Kal Halal Yamla Yahweh Basham Yahushai Basham Raka Kodash Shalom Akim.